Peace and Blessings Collective. Welcome in. I have my handmade deck, well, a portion of it in my hand because I kind of split it up. But I'm seeing on the bottom of the deck, and it's written really light, but it says release with love. And I was just sitting here kind of thinking about some of the themes of this full moon, blood moon eclipse that is taking place on the 7th of this month. As I'm recording this, it is September 3rd. And this release with love energy is really what this full moon is about. Like in the new moon, you are setting intentions and, preparing for or just kind of setting things into motion, and the momentum is continuing to build. But as you build this momentum for this newness that you're bringing in, the old needs to be released. And that doesn't mean necessarily even permanently for some things, but some things it does mean permanently. But it's all in love. There is no ill intent, no malice, no anger. It's not like revenge. It's like you're not getting rid of things or even releasing people from your life to hurt them. 111 on the time as I'm saying that. You're doing it to give both you and them an option for a new beginning down the road. Because if you never release them, how can they return if they're meant to? It's like giving space for things to grow and evolve organically instead of trying to manufacture an experience. I hope that makes sense. We have sacral energy coming out here, and that's definitely been like a major theme is like passionate energy. And it feels like some of these things or people or environments that are being released were like you couldn't be passionate there, or the things you were passionate about were not welcome in those spaces, or the things that you're releasing are things associated with things that you are not passionate about or are no longer passionate about, or just don't like, they just don't serve your current passions, your current goals, your current desires, like your current self, your new now self, the new now me. In every new now moment, you get to be new, but you have to choose to be. And you do that by releasing the past versions, the past narratives, the past stories that you've told around past experiences, even because that's how you begin to rewrite your own story, is by perceiving it anew and not bypassing it, but being able to see that had I not had this experience, I would not be who I am. Therefore, I'm able to release with love whoever was a part of that story, a part of that experience, or caused me whatever felt like pain or discomfort or betrayal or whatever it was. Being able to release those people with love, because they were like the 4 agreements is what's coming to me now. Like, don't take anything personally. It wasn't personal. It was personal for them, but not a personal slight against you. They were doing all they could with what they had for themselves, and you just got caught in the crossfire. And we have plant medicine here that may be significant for someone. I'm not going to go too deep into that because, that might be like outside of the realms of YouTube guidelines, but there's different types of plant medicine. You may feel called 333 on the time as I'm saying that, and that's that Ascended Master energy. And I did feel called to tap in with my Ascended Masters and Archangels deck, so I will tap into that once I finish reading the cards in my hand. But that 333 energy with the plant medicine, that feels like a major call for someone to really tap in. Like if you have felt called to go on some sort of plant medicine journey, this is your confirmation, and that there are ascended masters or just higher consciousness in general that wants to connect with you and create with you and through you on the other side or even within that journey. And then we have wisdom. There's definitely some wisdom coming through, be it just through, like if it is related to this plant medicine situation, then yes, major wisdom will be gained from that experience. But if that, like, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. This is not me telling you to, go out and start trying things if you have not already been thinking about it. That was a specific confirmation for a subset of the collective that has been considering or planning and intending to do some sort of plant medicine journey, ritual, or maybe even like some sort of incorporate 444 as I'm saying that, which is like that stability energy, and like microdosing, maybe that's something that you've been considering incorporating into your daily journey. So being, adding that to your foundation. And then we have your geniuses showing. And we all, okay, so I'm going to sit this down. Bottom of the deck says, redirection is protection. So yeah, some of those things you're being called to release. It might feel like, you're making a choice that's breaking down years of work or whatever it is, but just know that you are creating space for a new timeline to unfold. You are not dismantling anything. And we have, it's time to have this baby, which may be literal for some of us in the collective. Maybe someone here is actually expecting to give birth soon. But for me, this energy is more so it's time to see the fruit of this manifestation. And I do see on the bottom of the deck here, the Ace of Pentacles. So like there is something that is being birthed into the 3D that was not always here before. And we have these two cards together, which is Divine Feminine and Lighten Up. So it's like, standing in that receptive energy, being able to receive, but also knowing when, with this time to have the baby energy, when it's time to push, like time to push forward, time to stand strong, but also knowing that not everything needs to be taken so seriously. Like if you know that you take your, like, if you know what your intentions are and you know that you are, operating in alignment with your highest self, you do not, it's like that, don't take anything personal energy. You can take things more lightly, more things roll off your back. You're not getting hung up in these like dramatic storylines. It's more, your life feels more in flow because you're not attaching to those 3D like trivial experiences. And not to say that you won't have them, but you're not so caught up in them that you're ruminating on them days and weeks after they've passed, because that's literally keeping you stuck. Like you're staying in the past, like literally in your mind, like time traveling in your mind. Messages of clarity and confirmation for the collective from Ascended Masters and Archangels. We have Archangel Jeremiel and Archangel Azrael with personal responsibility. Take responsibility for your choices. This is an opportunity for inner growth. And then Transcendence. You wouldn't be who you are without what you have overcome. Own your story. We literally just said that in the beginning of this reading. Like being able to rewrite the narrative, because you know that you wouldn't be who you are without what you went through. And what you went through does not diminish who you are. It built you up to this point. It gave you the alchemy and the experience to be able to truly ground in this wisdom, which is, like being able to take knowledge and apply it. Like you didn't just have these experiences for no reason. You didn't go through hard times for no reason. You went through these things so that you could share your experience, or even just be living proof or a living example of being able to overcome these things for those who may still be going through them. Oops. Okay, we'll take these two. And I'll look at the bottom of the deck. Plant lights just came on. Bottom of the deck, Archangel Raziel with the inner workings. There are hidden truths below the surface. Dig deeper. And that, like, even so, like with that, it felt like digging deeper into those passions. Like, yes, the surface of the things you like to do, but there are so many nuances that you may be overlooking, and not even intentionally, but just because you have not given yourself the chance to explore what brings you joy. So like there's more meat on the bone to these things. What's channeling through now is like maybe you're an entrepreneur, or you have like you create content or something to that effect, and it's like the framework or the general theme of the things you enjoy, but there is something coming to you that is about to be like an aha, that's like, this is a combination of of all my favorite parts of the things that I do, that is now like in this one thing that I'm able to do easily and effortlessly often. And it's a wealth stream is what's coming through, like a revenue stream, an income stream. It's it brings value not only to you, but to the people who witness you doing it or receive it from you, whatever it is, because it could be a physical product. It could be like, it literally could be something that you make every day that people are enjoying. It could be something that maybe you're not making something, but there's something you do and people are seeing you do it, and they're seeing the joy that radiates off of you as you're doing it, and it gives them joy just to be able to witness you. 1010 on the time as I'm saying that. And we have Hanuman here with devoted warrior. Let God's love hold you in strength. And that strength energy, like being held in strength, feels very prevalent at this time, because it feels very uncertain. And like there's a question of whether or not you really are ready, or whether or not you can maintain success if you receive it. But don't question that, because you wouldn't receive it if it was not meant for you. But we do have this redirection is protection energy. So, and under that, I'm seeing divine compensation. And a long planted seed is sprouting. Be weird. And then under that, it says your body is speaking to you. So like, listen to your body, listen to that yet still voice that comes through when you are questioning, the voice that says everything is going to be okay. Like, don't doubt that. Don't fight for the feelings that feel bad. 1111 is on the time as I'm saying that. Hold on, and not even just hold on, but allow yourself to sit in the truth that you are divinely protected and all is well. Because if you were able to sit in this moment and say that, then that is all that is true in that moment. There's no need to try to figure out if you will be divinely protected and all is well in 10 days. Like, you will be. But right now, you're here. You can only experience that divine protection and all things being well in the moment. And that is what you're experiencing right now. So sit in that energy so you can magnetize more of it. But yeah, this redirection is protection and divine compensation, and a long planted seed is sprouting. This is telling me that there is something there's a seed that you planted so long ago that you may have forgotten about it, and you're being redirected back to it. Because a lot of times when we hear redirection is protection, we can think of that as being told no, and that being protection from whatever the thing we were told no about. But this seems more like you're about to get a 1212 all the time as I'm saying this, a divine distraction, but it's not a distraction at all. You're being pointed in the direction of a seed that was planted so long ago that you forgot about it, and it's about to bring you the divine compensation that you have been waiting for, anticipating. Or even if you weren't waiting or anticipating it, just know that it feels like long overdue, but also divinely timed. Like, you would not have been ready for it had you received it any sooner. And with this, like, because I'm looking at it's time to have this baby energy, like something is coming in and it's going to be a major physical shift in your 3D reality. And we have the blue beings here with light transmission, wounds healed, important information, charging up. Like, you are receiving, like, it feels like sacred knowledge, but also like ancient remembrance, really is what it is. Like DNA activations with your body is speaking to you. And then I'm seeing let that thing go. And under that is Black Moon Lilith. So if you maybe, excuse me, confirmation burp, look at your Black Moon Lilith placement, or sometimes it's just called Lilith when you're looking at your birth chart. Maybe check to see, like read the horoscope or the placements that interact with your Lilith, your natal Lilith placement. I hope that made sense. That was a lot of words. Wounds healed, important information charging up. Important information, your body is speaking to you. Like, really listen to your body. Like, you are going to feel when things feel right, and you're going to know when things feel off, and you're going to be able to let those things go without like ascribing them to being something that says something about you. You know, like you're no longer going to, like, just say you post on social media and you get 20 wonderful comments, and then you get one comment that, you know, makes you kind of feel bad. You'll be able to let that go and value the truth of what you're experiencing, which is the growth of community. And that means, you know, experiencing both ends of the spectrum, but that one person's comment doesn't mean that that is your truth, as well as those other 25 comments doesn't necessarily mean that that's your truth either. Everybody has a perspective, everybody has an opinion, and the only thing that should matter to you as far as when it comes to your creations is how you feel about what you're putting out, how you feel about what you are giving as service. The judgment is yours. Like, you get to judge your own work for what it is to you. Whatever someone else judges it for is not up to you. Like, it's not on you. You allow your work to have a life of its own beyond your mind, but you have to let it out of your mind first and then let that thing go. Like, you can't, so like this boundary energy, you can't try to protect, okay, and that feels, that's a heavy channel. I don't even know if I know how to convey that, because it's going back to this, it's time to have this baby. And I was like saying, you can't necessarily, like, you can't protect something outside of your body or outside of your mind the same way you can if you keep it in. And it's a lot lower stakes when that thing that you're protecting is an idea. But when that thing that you're protecting is a physical being, like if it is an actual baby, or maybe you have like physical products, physical assets, things of that nature, there is this like tendency to want to be vigilant at all times, to have eyes on it at all times, to have control and say so at every single turn. But there comes a point where you have to let go. You have to pull back. You can like remain present, remain available. Do not dissociate or remove yourself from the environment altogether. But there comes a point in time where things take on a life of their own, especially, I was going to say especially in business, but like it's more obvious that things take on a life of their own when we're talking about like human children and offspring of that nature. But just say like you have a business that is scaling and you are no longer in the nitty gritty hands-on part of creating your product, but now you're in the calls, in the meetings, trying to, strategize and expand and grow and make these maneuvers that are so far removed from the actual creation of the product that, you start to feel like, oh, I'm not a part of it anymore. But you are. You created it. You built it. There is no guilt for delegation. Like, it gives you the ability to grow further, to serve a wider audience. Like, you have to relinquish that need to micromanage, essentially, because it feels like bottom of the deck, Knight of Cups. Yeah, so there is definitely a loving energy in the air, but this just feels like partnership period. Wow. I'm just going to show you the cards that I have in my hand. Do you see this? Do you see this? The World, the Hierophant, the Fool, and the Eight of Wands. You are being perceived as like a powerhouse because you're taking it's like the Eight of Wands and the Fool together is literally a quantum leap. And it's like a instant, like one day you're here, the next day you're there, and people are looking at you like, how did you go from like literally the Fool? Like, I didn't even know you had these skills. And now you're sitting here as an authority in the world, showing up, leading people, being a light, literally lighthouse energy, way shower energy. And this feels very fifth dimensional, very higher dimensional, like multi-dimensional. You are existing in so many different planes of existence, even when you're not necessarily conscious of them. Like, your energy is world renowned, even like regardless of if it has your human's name on it. Like, the energy that you are anchoring on the planet, the energy that you are anchoring into the world is felt beyond your understanding. Like, you are literally raising the vibration and frequency of the planet by pursuing your passions, by choosing you, by allowing yourself to grow beyond these past experiences that at one point may have made you feel less than, or made you feel imposter syndrome, or whatever the narrative was. That's no longer the case. Like, you are literally shifting before people's eyes. And there's a lot of questions. There's a lot of people that may even be concerned or feel as though you're like that redirection is protection. Like you're on a detour, you're off track, but this is all divinely planned, divinely orchestrated. What is for you will not pass you by. I'm going to get a card of confirmation from the Spirit of the Animal Oracle. Let's see. These cards are so big, I have to be a little different. I just saw peacock feathers. So that may be a synchronicity for someone. We have Cougar with assertive. In silence, you find power. Claim your leadership role and take action. You know where to go and what to do. You have the courage and confidence to succeed. That long planted seed, that's literally what it's going to be. And you're going to realize like, wow, this has been something that I've been thinking about my entire life. And now it's here. Now I have the opportunity to execute, to be successful. It says you have the courage and confidence to succeed, and you will, as long as you continue to be assertive. Like assert yourself where you see fit, and you will know when those times come, and it won't even be like something you have to think about. It's literally that 8 of Wands energy. Something shows up in your reality. And I'm realizing we have the 7 and 8 of Wands. You've had the boundaries up. You've built the discernment, and now you're able to rapidly see, oh, this is for me. This isn't for me. That's not aligned. This isn't aligned. This feels right, but that doesn't feel right. I'll say yes to this, but I need to have this disclaimer here that this needs to be this way in order for this to work for me. Like being able to speak up for yourself in that way confidently, because your voice has more power than you realize, and you would never realize it if you never exercise it. Like it's so easy to think that your voice does not matter if you're not using it. But as soon as you speak up for yourself, and you're speaking for yourself, nobody knows you better than you. So like this, it's like this newfound voice. And I am seeing a lot of blue on the table, which is that like throat chakra energy. So like taking the time to listen to yourself, listen to your higher self, ask your higher self, commune with your higher self. That's where it is. That's the mess. Your higher self wants you to get quiet because your body is speaking to you, because your higher self coded your vessel to be able to communicate to you in the 3D, because that's where you need it. Like that's where the messages come in. Your higher self, you ate that thing and now your stomach hurts. That's a communication that the vessel was not coded to carry that thing, maybe at this time or for this season, whatever it is, because you don't necessarily have to take every sign as something that you have to quit forever. Like you ate this thing, you realized it kind of hurt, so you take a break from it. And maybe you come back and try it again. We're human, you know? And if that thing persists, continue to listen to your body. Do not fight your body, because this is what's keeping you tethered to this 3D reality. As soon as this vessel expires, the game starts over. And if you haven't made it to the checkpoint, you know, there's going to be some lessons to relearn, and that's fine. There's nothing polarized about that. If it's meant to be, it will be. Like you won't have that experience if you're not meant to. And if you're meant to have that experience, you will. And it just is what it is. Bottom of the deck, 23, pray from the heart. Prayer really can move mountains. Reach out to the divine with your heart's concerns and watch miracles unfold. Literally, whatever it looks like right now, just know that miracles are literally not only possible, but happening constantly. You being the perfect storm of circumstances for you to be sitting here hearing my voice is literally a miracle. If you are resonating with this message, if you are being uplifted, if you feel the hope, if this, like, because I know I'm feeling a lot of just like calm certainty. Trust that you are on the path of your highest timeline, of your wealthiest timeline, of your most joyful timeline, because you are choosing it. You are chosen because you chose to be. Number 14, have no fear. Fear is a trap of the ego. Allow me, Archangel Michael, to use my sword of light to free you from the disquieting feelings holding you back. And I just described that peace that you feel, that like the certainty and the peace that can be very disquieting, especially when you have no proof. That can feel like delusion, but it's delulu till it's true lulu. And that's the thing though, because it is feeling based. Your body is speaking to you. The thinking egoic mind is unable to project into the future without overlaying the past. But that's not the existence we live in. The past does not dictate the future. The past only dictates how you feel in the now about it. And you get to choose how you feel about it, because it no longer exists except for in the way that you perceive it in your mind. So if you can perceive it differently, perceive it in a way that keeps you in a high vibration, then you will continue to magnetize these high vibrational experiences. But if you continue to see those experiences as things that brought you to a lower vibration, and you sink down to that vibration every time you recall those memories, you will begin to magnetize more experiences to keep you at that vibration, because you can only magnetize things to you at the vibration that you resonate at in the moment. And your mind going back to past experiences of lower vibrations and still perceiving them that way is lowering your vibration, and therefore lowering the vibration of the things that are being magnetized to you. So keeping that alchemical viewpoint on your past of, yes, this may have happened and this happened and they did this and this was my experience, but, or what would I have done? What would I be if it had not happened? Who would I be had this not happened? And this is not a time to start nitpicking at how much better you could be now had that thing not happened. This is a time to see that you would not be here receiving this message. You would not be here on your highest timeline had you not had those experiences. You front loaded your higher self, your soul, God, universe, source, whatever you identify with, coded your reality the exact way it was supposed to go in order for you to have the experiences and the alchemy to transmute that darkness into the light that you are now. And we have number 13, get your power back. You have forgotten who you are. You are a child of the divine. So take your power back. Call all your power back from every past experience, because you are no longer there. You are here, and the future is bright. You are stepping boldly into the abundant unknown, and there is so much in store for you there. I do feel like I'm going to go for an angel number card to close out, and then I am going to live and leave y'all there at that point. Look, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Honestly, we're going to go with it, because that it's literally ascension energy. 1, 2, 3, 4, connection, personal growth, oneness, and manifesting goals, connection, and completion. First, focus on the positive changes occurring due to your efforts. Then expand your horizons and permit yourself to try something new. So many positive shifts are in store for you. The world around you is changing in favor of your intentions. Hold the vision. You know what your intentions are, and they will be fulfilled. On that note, I am going to love and leave y'all here. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. There are links in the description for personal readings if you are interested. And there is also a tip jar link if you would like to show your appreciation that way as well. Tips are welcome and greatly appreciated, but not required. And may whatever you give be returned to you tenfold. I am wishing you an abundant ascension, and I will see y'all in the next video. Love y'all. Peace.